Hello and welcome back to the second p+log for today. I wanted to share this p+log, or what I'm gonna share. I wanted to share it because I don't think I really got to talk about any of what I'm about to share in a p+log because it was very personal. It was very much not learnable, and I'm wrong. p+logs aren't supposed to always be learnable. They're just supposed to be about sharing my thoughts, where I am in life, blah blah blah. It was prompted, this whole spill I want to give was prompted by a phone call I had with my friend yesterday. She texted me and then she called me and we caught up a little bit. It was very fun. I could see she's really happy. And me sharing everything that I shared with her really made me think about how wild it might be for some people to hear or to think what I think or hear, or what I believe from what I'm about to say. But once again, it's just what I feel, and I want to share this because I want my logic to be understood. Not necessarily agreed with, but just known. Just have it be known, understood, blah, blah, blah. And I might even follow this up with posting a video that I did talk about it, because I remember in a dream. I remember it in one of my videos from like 2017, late 2017. I talked about a dream I had. I don't know what that dream was, or maybe I was talking about a movie I was going to watch, which was Moonrise Kingdom by Wes Anderson. Anyways, let me share with you what I shared with my friend yesterday. I told my friend Aaliyah, I've really grown to accept that whether or not William will be the person, I don't know, but there is something significant about June 30th that I'm looking forward to, where things will be different. And she asked, why June 30th? And I bounced around a bit. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with her, which is bounce around, because that was how I addressed it. First, I told her that when I was in Kenya, when I was in Kenya, by the way, it was August 15th, maybe, all the way till the end of August, like the 30th, 31st or something like that. I was there for about 2 weeks. And in that time, I took pictures, had a lot of fun. Not really. I took a lot of pictures. And, okay. My aunt, she wanted to talk here on the phone. Anyways, on June 30th, at some point, and I could track down the day that I took a picture, because what happened was I took a picture of something, and on that same day my cousin was taking selfies. So on that day there was some change in my phone. But what happened was I saw this bird in Kenya, so beautiful. It's called the superb starling, and it has this iridescent coat of green and blue, very beautiful. I just typed in Kenya bird, and I was trying to see what birds are popular in Kenya, and I would recognize the coat of it or the feathers and hope to really identify it. From there, I found out what it's called. I took pictures of it on another person's phone, because my phone, being in Kenya, not Kenyan, it was American, so I couldn't use the Kenyan towers. I couldn't receive messages from people through WhatsApp because I had no internet. So I took pictures of the information from the other phone. And those pictures were there. But within that same, 10 minutes, whatever, the pictures disappeared. They weren't in the recent photos. But what my phone actually ended up doing was it put it at the very, very bottom as if it was these were old photos. And the date that they fell on was June 30th. And actually from my phone, I'm seeing June 29th, June 30th. But when it was in Kenya, it might be because of time zone, but when I was in Kenya, it said June 30th, all of them. And what was weird was it even still said the location was Kenya, but it moved everything to June 30th. Even now, if I was to look at them, it would say location is Kenya. So from there, I began to look, okay, bird, Zipporah, because I remembered a time where my mom was praying with me or praying over me, I don't know, but it was just me and her. And what she said to me was, do some research about Zipporah. I'm trying to see how much time I have. Gosh, I guess I have, 5 minutes? Okay, anyways. She told me to look up information about Zipporah. And this person is barely mentioned in the Bible, so my research was very short. But the 2 times that she's really mentioned by name is where she's doing something, is the time that she's mentioned for being given to Moses by Jethro, the priest of Midian, to Moses to be married. That's one time. Then the next time we see her in Exodus chapter 4, verse 23, performing an emergency circumcision from 23 to whatever. And from there, I had this idea of, covenant. So, and then her name, by the way, means little bird or sparrow. From there, I was like, Zipporah means covenant. That means that at the time, I was like, it means, I'm going to be with William and I have to stay with him. So I was obsessed with him, but a lot of things were still going wrong, obviously. Which whether or not I've shared that here, I'm not going to share that now, but I was wrong, in my opinion. At this point, I think I was wrong about it. But now, fast forward back to Kenya. While I was there in Kenya, we went to Prayer Mountain. We come back with one of the CDs from Prayer Mountain, and they talk about how Zipporah is a keeper of the covenant. How she she keeps the Abrahamic covenant of circumcision while her husband was forgetting. So that was her role. And that was when I realized, okay, Zipporah is not someone who keeps the covenant to be with her husband, but she keeps the covenant with God. And that's very important. That had a shift in my thinking when it comes to when it comes to why I'm keeping a covenant and why I'm waiting for June 30th. It's not really because of William, although he may be involved, but it's because it's between me and God, and that because of me remembering the covenant between me and God, that he may remember. So that's how I see it. Another good thing was I mentioned a few things from the phone call that I had with him in September. I don't remember everything, but I did talk about it on Instagram, on my private account. That was it's not an account that I'll keep forever, but it was an account where I was stalking him, basically. But yeah, I talked about that phone call a little bit, and I don't know really what else I said in that phone call. But it was me. So I've read more on why it's important to wait. And there's this guy who talks about, and I'll put the link. I will put the link. There's this guy who talks about how Zipporah was given to Moses, and how Moses had that. He's always just been this outsider, which I got from reading it this time around. And in order for him to do what he needed to do, it's like he had to have that support of Zipporah. And in that same time of God, after it's in chapter 3, after God's talked with Moses and everything, then it mentions how, you know what, I don't really remember. But it talks about how God was beginning to hear the cries of Israel by reason of their bondage, So for God to have sent Moses, it's like he had to wait for these people to see their need for him. And I'm not saying that I want William to need me, but I want him to need God, and that I'm a helper in that way, as he would be a helper to me in any way, and vice versa. I would be a helper to him in any way. But he should already want that. He should already desire that, and I should not create that desire by constantly being there like a mom. So me being gone is allowing for individual growth, for him to build that yearning for God, because he's admitted to me how he didn't get that. Even though he wanted that when he went to Baylor, he didn't get that. So I'm just an instrument of patience, and to remind him a little bit. Every time I want to call him, it'll be about that. Yeah, this thing's gonna cut me off. So I'm gonna put the link in the video. Thanks for watching.